morning. My name is Jay Rosenthal, and I'm the Managing Director of Business of Cannabis. Welcome to the Cannabis Daily Show for Friday, March 4th, 2022. Since 2017, Business of Cannabis has highlighted the companies, brands, people, and trends driving the cannabis industry, and we look to do that here every day. We'd love to hear from you in the comments, and always feel free to visit us at businessofcannabis.com, as well as through all of our social channels, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Now, a few notes about a few events coming up on March 10th. That is next Thursday. We'll be in Brooklyn for our Business of Cannabis New York sessions. That's presented by Leafly and Vicente Sederberg. On March 30th, we'll be online for our next retail series, where we'll focus on getting ready for 420. And then in September of 2022, I want you to take a look at Business of Cannabis New York, a 2-day bonanza in the Big Apple. So take a look at that, all the descriptions and the information below. For today's stories, Hexo and Tilray announced plans to team up. Northeast market is a $50 billion opportunity, according to GTI's CEO. And Toklahoma may be short-lived. For our first story, after restructuring its board earlier this year and appointing a new CEO last fall, Hexo may have found a new way to manage its debt problem too. Tilray Brands has announced plans to acquire over $200 million US of senior convertible notes that had been issued by Hexo. This, according to a press release, quote, "The new terms of the notes are significantly more favorable to Hexo and will enable the company to strengthen its balance sheet and accelerate its transformation into a cash flow positive business within the next 4 quarters." That, according to the release. While they're still in the top spot in terms of market share, in Alberta, BC, and Ontario and Saskatchewan, they've dropped 37% since the beginning of 2021. That, according to the latest information from Highfire and relayed by Matt Lamers. Now, Tilray, which is ranked 4th in combined provinces in terms of market share, dropped by 50% in the same time frame. For our second story, Ben Kovler, the CEO of the Chicago-based Green Thumb Industries, told Bloomberg that when it comes to his company's growth in the U.S., he believes his company is in about the second inning of a decade-long, multi-billion-dollar game. Kovler says he's not focused on his company's declining share price, although surely investors are, but rather building, quote, "the weightiest, meatiest company that has the longest term weight that will create value for all of our stakeholders." They are fixated on emerging adult use markets in the Northeast, such as Virginia, New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey, which Kovler says could exceed $50 billion US. Kovler added that he doesn't see demand for consumers shrinking and that those revenues should help the stock price long term. For our final story, Oklahoma, or Toklahoma, may be changing up its ultra-relaxed approach to cannabis regulation, which has created more than 12,000 cannabis businesses and America's highest per capita rate of medical cannabis cardholders, this according to Politico. Republican Governor Kevin Stitt and others have introduced dozens of new initiatives they hope will help current businesses be sustainable and ensure current regulations aren't being exploited by illicit entrepreneurs. New legislation includes a moratorium on new medical licenses, stricter consequences for those who export product out of the state illegally, and taxing supplies for cannabis cultivators who were previously exempt. State Republican Representative Rusty Cornwell said many in the industry welcome the changes. Quote, "Those in medical cannabis want everybody to be in compliance because they're having a hard time doing legitimate business because of all the ones that are the bad actors in the industry." Those are the stories we're watching today. Join 10,000 others and catch all of these stories in your inbox every day at 7 a.m. Eastern. And that was episode 40 of the Cannabis Daily Show. Be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, or if you're not watching YouTube, please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, and we will see you on Monday. Have a safe weekend, everybody.